but I'm just saying is, can you see them, you know, their faces?
If they
Other
turn on
than
their
their
cameras,
names.
you can, yes.
Well, we see
Okay.
Steve.
All right. So
Give it a
they should
try.
turn your camera on. Thought I did turn it on, but.
Go ahead
Okay.
and click the camera down here.
Okay, so if I don't look, okay. I might be calling you.
Okay, I clicked that little camera and I'm in.
Okay.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
All right.
This is the World Cup viewing party.
Isn't
I
it
don't even
almost
know
over?
who's in it.
Oh, you're out of touch.
Who's in it? Is it the final?
Final is on Sunday.
And who's
This
left?
Semi-final, France and Argentina. They'll play Sunday for the World Cup title.
So how did the U.S. do?
We got out of the group stage and into the knockout round of 16, and we lost there.
Okay.
We lost.
So we didn't do. So we
We did all right.
do terrible.
But, there were 64 teams, and only one of them is going to win the World Cup. It's either going to be France or Argentina.
I'm not getting audio yet. Can anyone hear me?
I hear
Raise
you.
your hands if you can. All right, but I can't hear you. That's up. Let me turn this up.
I'm in, Bob.
That's up.
Oh, good. Put that little camera at the bottom.
Can I hear other audio?
Sooner is better than later, so lover, I'll have a...
I see.
It's always when I have too much to do. I end up getting stuck at the office. I wanted to be home an hour ago to get all this working.
Kim, why no video?
Because I don't have my video going.
I've got one in and two outs. And still nothing.
David Muir has this thing in his newscast at 7 or 6:30. Made in America. The feature was dinosaur barbecue. The big thing on it.
When I do the camera,
And support it.
this device does not support. So I click start sharing. That seemed to be the only option.
Virtual backgrounds. Well, we don't want to do virtual backgrounds. Start sharing. There you go.
Does it do virtual background?
Says it doesn't support virtual backgrounds, but we don't care.
Is that all devices or certain devices?
I'm on a laptop and for some reason it said it didn't support it.
It depends entirely on your video card.
Okay. Not that I want a virtual background, but
Right. Yeah. If your video card is lower quality, you're not going to get virtual backgrounds.
okay.
May I?
Do the phones do it?
Some phones. Again, the
iPhone?
more you ask your phone to do, the better your phone has to be, right? I mean, if you've got a very high-end phone, there's all kinds of things you can do.
Why would an M1 not be able to support that?
It should be able to support that. But that depends entirely on I don't have an M1, so I've never tested it. Depends entirely on how well they do the what they use for the video codec as to whether it's supported yet.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Did anybody else have a problem joining? I think what I did was I started from the email and the link in the email, and it took me to something called Greenlight, which I don't think is our local Greenlight internet provider.
Oh.
It has something to do with the hosting, whatever you call it. Computer.
I'll explain that during my presentation.
Okay, good, Nick. Thank you.
Remind me if I remind me. But
Because then I had to go to our website, and I clicked on the link on that, and that took me to the way we signed in last time we used this.
That should be the same link, though.
All right, I don't seem to be able to do video. What am I missing?
You mean your camera's not working, Carol?
I'm not seeing myself. Can you
Well,
see
down
me?
on the bottom,
You
there
don't see
are
yourself.
3 circles.
I'm sorry, what?
You don't see
I see-
yourself.
I see myself.
I see
I'm
myself.
I see myself.
Down
How
on
do
the
I-
bottom, there's
how do I know
the
that?
right-hand dot or button or whatever turns your camera on.
Okay, there it is. I'm sorry.
I'm not seeing a right-hand dot. that says
What-
anything
Are you on a
about
tablet
my
or-
camera.
Yeah, what
Or
device are you
computer.
on, Carol?
I'm on my iMac.
There are 4 buttons at the bottom of the window. First one is
Yeah.
microphone. Second one is
Mhm.
speaker. Third one
Yeah.
is camera. And fourth one is screen sharing. Click the camera icon to start sharing your camera.
All I have is a share webcam icon. I
That's
don't
it.
have a. It's it?
Yeah, you want to share your webcam. You're sharing it to the web.
I don't have that fourth
But it-
button
but it-
for screen
but-
sharing.
Yeah, and it was like
That's
crossed
because
out.
I'm the organizer. Nick, can I make you co-organizer?
You can make me a moderator.
Okay.
Or you can make me a presenter. In this particular case, you probably want to make me a presenter, but I already have a restore presentation button,
Okay.
so I think I can do that.
All right. So you are a presenter. And I am on my M1, and I have the virtual background option.
We see you, Carol.
Hello. And I'm on a old iMac, and I don't have the option to have a virtual background.
Yeah, it depends on
If
your
there
camera
wasn't-
and your browser.
Where would it be if you could do it?
When you choose what camera you want to use, you pick what your virtual background is.
Choose what camera?
Yeah, when you go to share your camera, you pick which camera you want to use. If you
When I
click
hit the video button?
if you click the camera button again, you can turn your camera off and then turn it back on to be able to pick which camera you want.
I don't have any other
Oh.
option besides my face.
Does
and
not support
HDR.
virtual backgrounds. Okay. Okay, let's try this one. So the iPhone does not support virtual backgrounds.
Depends
At
on
least
what
the
browser
iPhone
you're using.
2. I mean, my iPhone SE2. What browser? Safari. Let's see. Okay, let's try it on the LG. Okay. Ooh, that one does do virtual backgrounds. Okay.
But this is Lyle. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I had the same experience Charlie did. The links in the email took me to all kinds of strange places and allowed me to start my own meeting, but the link that is on the website worked fine.
Me too.
Thank you.
I always join from the website. I don't know.
Too many fucking cables.
Can you see me now?
No.
I hit start sharing. Oops. Oh, what did I do?
In the course of Nick's presentation, I hope you will talk about the number of tiles you can get on your screen so you can see everybody. And for example, I don't see Kim, but I don't see Nick either.
I don't have my camera on.
That explains it.
Oh, there we go.
I don't need my camera on yet, so I'm fine with it.
It's okay. I know what you look like.
Yeah.
Good. Bad. Who's to
Looks
say?
like the feed
Who's to
from
say?
YouTube is working.
What is that? Board. So is it up to each device? So the iPhone won't let me do background, but the LG will, but it only gives me 4 choices. Is that up to the phone, whether I can add my own or not? That it only has 4 choices?
It only has 4 choices, and again, I can explain that during the presentation.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I don't want to give the whole presentation before the presentation.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Kim with exclamation points is my LG, and then Kim iPhone is Kim's iPhone.
Makes sense to me.
But the LG, I'm gonna, because it's a bigger screen and it's letting me do more things. So that's going to be the one I'm talking on. And and because the iPhone also because of the volume not being able to load all the way. So if you do hear any weird echoes from me, yell. Where am I? I was there.
The video's working.
I'm gone.
Getting no.
And I said, well, I sure hope so, because if it doesn't, it's going to be okay. And so, things need
I think I.
Okay, now I see me, but only with
I'm not
like
hearing
my name.
anyone. Is
What do you
anybody
guys
speaking?
see?
Did I lose my audio?
Oh, I guess I can
Can you still hear me?
look myself.
I don't see you, but I've only got 6 faces on my screen.
And the 7th one coming up.
Okay, here I go again. Okay,
Test.
I click it.
I'm seeing
I can
Start
hear you.
sharing,
levels
I can
on
hear
my
you, Steve.
emulator.
and I'm here, but I'm not here. Then it takes the video away. Let's try the iPhone. Okay. It does not support virtual backgrounds, but it's showing me the backgrounds.
Yep, I got the same thing.
Yeah, my 27-inch iMac also says it does not support virtual backgrounds.
Are you on Safari?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's hard because every time I move, there's a delay to bring up the picture, so I can't tell who's got pictures and who's just names. Okay. I see Carol and Ken.
Shit.
Hey, Ken.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Santa must have come early to Ken's house.
Got my pillow.
That is wild.
I got another one too.
I love it.
Is it a pillow?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll show you the other one.
I've been
Not
watching
hearing
like
me.
classic game shows.
We can
They
hear
used
you,
to give
Steve.
away-
Can you hear us?
I'm not hearing anyone else.
They used to give away a lot of Apple computers on Classic Concentration with Alex Trebek.
I can't hear you on the web, but I can hear you on YouTube. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Hi, Nick.
It was working. Get rid of the camera that I'm not using. Let me reconnect my audio.
Nick has a green screen and green headphones.
Oh, Kim, I can see you now.
Yeah, because I didn't have a virtual background. It said I could use virtual backgrounds, but when I hit one, it didn't bring the to work on the iPhone on Zoom like a couple months ago.
We only see top half of your head.
Yeah, because it has to sit on my lap because I don't want to hold it for 2-3 hours. So hi, how's that?
Oh, no, we can see your full face. Get a pillow. This, I've got it on my lip, but I've got a pillow so it raises it. Do you have a pillow
Oh,
handy?
yeah. I actually have a pillow. I got it in Apple Cider Picnic like many years ago. That's like meant to put things on.
Anybody there?
Hello?
Nope, nobody's
This is
here.
working perfectly fine on Sunday.
I am not hearing
Why is
anyone.
it not working now?
Oh, I see Ken's other pillow.
We can hear you, Rick.
Did I disappear?
Yes, you did.
All right. Try this instead.
When I go try to use the background, I keep disappearing.
Oh, I
Test, test, test.
Is anybody talking?
We can hear you, Steve. I can hear you.
Why do we seem to be limited to 6 images?
I see 7.
I see 6, and I have a little carrot. I can go to the next screen and see one more.
Yeah.
I'm the same, 6 and then one more.
I only see 2 because I'm on a phone. But I will not ask Nick if I can look at all of them at once because I'm going to wait for his presentation.
Thank you. A lot of it depends on how wide your screen is and et cetera, et cetera. So
Mine's 27 inches.
and is your browser full screen?
Yeah, right now it is, yes.
And you're on Chrome or you're on
Safari.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? I can hear him.
Yeah, I'm seeing 8 people right now.
No.
And
So
room
that's-
for more. But I'm on Chrome.
Try Chrome.
not doing anything again.
Ken, you're on the secondary screen. Talk and see if you show up on the primary screen.
Hello? Hello? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
It's
Oh,
going
yes.
into YouTube, but audio's not
And you just came on screen.
getting into my.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to Chrome.
I don't even have Chrome.
Oh, maybe that's why it's different on the LG, because the LG is Chrome. You still can't see me.
Nope.
I don't exist. If you can't see me, do I not exist?
But we can hear you. So if you were a
Okay.
tree falling in the forest, we would hear you.
You would know I exist.
You would exist.
But if she was a tree in the forest, we wouldn't see her.
Exactly. But we would hear her. So
Yay.
she's a tree.
Is that Schrodinger's tree?
Schrodinger's tree. Exactly.
Oh, Bob.
All right.
Very cool.
I've got audio
Well, I
in
am a Leo, you know.
Mastermind and now on YouTube.
Well done.
Too many audio things. And I've got 9 people on my screen.
Yeah, so do I.
So I switched to Chrome, and I still have 6 people only.
Yeah, now that's odd. I don't know how big your window is. We'll say something, Shirley. I don't know. No, I cannot hear you.
And actually, I have room for 6, but only 5 are showing.
Interesting. And have you got an arrow to see the rest of them?
Yes, I can scroll left or right, which brings up others, like you brought up a palette of 4.
So something's probably wrong in Shirley's microphone. Let me see if I can untangle myself and take a look.
Cheese and crackers. Talk about wired for sound.
I know. My goodness.
Magic. He's in a whole nother place.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Long time no see.
Yes, I've been busy. I had 2 spine surgeries, which have kept me tied up for a few months here. But
Oh, my goodness.
I'm on the mend. I can stand up straight finally.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yay.
Yes. So I'm just trying to figure out here. Okay, I'm on my laptop, so I can only see like 4 at a time. I can hear Shirley, or no, I can't hear her. I'm sorry. Is she talking? No.
No.
I don't know, like full screen. How can I? Okay, so all of the information at the left of my screen, the messages and welcome to the Apple Cider meeting. Does that have to stay there?
No. If you look up above welcome to Apple Cider meeting, it says public chat with a little arrow.
Yes.
You can click that arrow and it disappears.
Oh, okay. So I have more room here now.
And if somebody does type something in the public chat, you'll see a little indicator in public chat in the white section on the left.
Okay. Now, so I can't see Steve all of a sudden. I've got some like
Steve's not in his camera yet.
Oh, okay. But now I can't see myself. Is it normal?
I don't know that you have your camera on.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't see her.
I
But when
thought
I
I
turn it
turned it.
on, lose everything else.
So where do I turn on my camera?
The bottom of the screen.
I just lost the
Oh.
audio on my LG, which I assume you couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear anybody. And now that won't connect, so I had to connect the audio on the iPhone.
Okay, this device does not support virtual backgrounds, but
Don't worry about the virtual background. You can
okay,
still,
so quality should be medium.
yes.
Okay, thank you. There I am.
And there you are. Hello.
There I am.
Hi.
Magic.
Yes. So this is new, I assume.
Yes.
Well, it's great. I'm sure Steve will get all the bugs worked out. So how's everybody else?
So far, so good. Busy
Yeah.
time of year.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, in fact, my daughter came today because I had a doctor's appointment, but I have all these gifts for my grandkids, so I just packed them in cardboard cartons. I couldn't wrap because I'm not supposed to be bending over.
Oh
so,
my.
So they're in cardboard cartons, but they won't care.
No, they want to know what's inside.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're on the mend. I had no idea that you had 2 spinal surgeries.
Yes, yes. And I'll tell you, have to go through this whole rigmarole to get an MRI so that you can then, see a surgeon.
Wow.
I mean, it took months. And
Oh,
I was literally bent over with such severe pain. It was unbelievable.
wow.
But after my surgery, I did go to the Jewish home for rehab. And I mean, I give that place rave reviews. It was great there.
Wonderful. And you're home now, right?
Yeah, yes, I'm home. Yeah, I've been getting physical and occupational therapy at home, but that will be ending next week. So
that sounds like real progress then. That's wonderful.
yes. Yeah, I'm just so happy.
Hopefully the worst is behind you.
Yes. And I don't want to go back there, believe me.
Oh, I bet. Where was your surgery?
At Rochester General.
Okay.
And I was in the hospital 8 days, and that, I'll tell you, it was an experience in itself.
Oh.
Because of the nursing situation, and, they have all these, quote, traveling nurses that are contract employees that get paid so much more than the regular nurses that, are on staff. And I know the nurses finally formed a union, so hopefully that'll get resolved somewhat, because it isn't fair, and that's why so many have left the profession.
Linda,
wow.
Do those traveling nurses have to pay for their own lodging while they're in town?
Well, the 2 main traveling nurses that I had live locally.
Oh, all right.
So they just actually became contract employees of, somehow.
The same thing's happening in the laboratory field, from what I hear.
Yeah, I think it's everywhere. I don't know where all these people are going for jobs, though. If you're a nurse and you leave the nursing profession, I don't know what you do, because there's so many empty jobs everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. But so you have contacts still in the lab, Charlie?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Lyle, are you there? Lyle? Can Lyle hear me?
Yes, you just need to give people a moment to get off mute.
Oh, okay.
Got to be patient.
Yeah, this is Ken. I'm going to have to give you a call tomorrow.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about something.
Yep. Let's see. Tomorrow, yeah, your best bet to be probably in the evening, like between 4 and 9.
Between 4 and 9, okay. That's PM?
Yes.
Lyle, is your camera on?
No.
Okay. Because there are these little red dots next to some people's names. Okay, there's a green dot for, Jesus, I don't know what the hell this shit is. A microphone.
I'll be explaining that.
So your mic is on, but not your camera. All right.
Right, and actually, this is a good opportunity to put in a little plug as we approach tax season for everybody. If you have any specific items you'd like to make sure get covered, any particular questions, anything along those lines that you come across over the next few weeks, bounce them in my direction. I'll make sure I include them in the presentation. I think I'm supposed to show up here in February, so hopefully we'll have the bugs out of whatever system you're using, so I'll actually be able to do something.
Thank you. It sounds good.
Yes, good idea.
Well, I guess I'll be quiet till Nick talks. Oh, now I've got the time lapse on my own image. It's way behind where I am.
What, I don't understand.
Well, what happens is that pretty much when other people speak while I'm watching, they're in sync with their image. But my own image to me is delayed by, the last time I timed it in the board meeting was over a minute, something like that. I don't know, maybe it was 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know what the hell it is.
You're
And
a little
Nick will
bit,
tell
you're a
us
little
all
bit
about
off. Yeah, you're a little bit behind. And I can explain all of that stuff
in your presentation.
in my presentation.
Exactly. Be patient. All right. Of course, maybe it shows masterminds in real time and dummies are delayed. I don't know.
In that case, clearly all of you would be in real time.
Not me.
Is that why you can't see me at all?
Yeah.
I can see you, Carol.
No, Kim.
Oh, Kim, I'm sorry.
The video's not working on either phone. I must be a complete idiot.
Linda, you may notice that if you look at the top above the picture tiles, when somebody's talking, their name lights up.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yes. All right, I see.
Did you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
We hear you now.
Maybe because there's so many tabs open.
I can't see anybody anymore on my LG.
So use your headphones.
Can everybody hear me?
Hi,
Yes.
Shirley, I can hear you.
Finally.
I hear you.
Okay, because my iPad just doesn't want to give audio.
Audio was working fine. It's the microphone that didn't work.
Well, whatever. Same thing. Can't hear you,
No, it
you
isn't.
can't hear
It's
it.
two separate things.
Whatever. I'm not gonna put it.
If she's having a problem with her microphone, how come we can hear her?
Because
I
I'm on
know.
Steve's iPad.
On Steve's iPad now, not her own.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So apparently my iPad doesn't do well.
Maybe Santa will bring you an update.
Yeah, right. Santa over here. But all right, he was gonna try and work on mine, but I guess everybody's all in here, right? Right? So we're all.
Yes, I can hear.
I can hear you fine.
All right. Let's just wait for Steve, then we'll start the meeting.
Shirley, I'll tell you quick, at one of the past meetings that I was watching, you were sitting, must be maybe under a ceiling fan or whatever. It looked like you had a beanie with a propeller on your head.
That's us.
Yeah, there is a fan, but it's interesting because it's not in view at all.
Well, this was a long time ago, and I think I might have a screenshot. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there is one of you in a different direction.
It's just a little humor. It's good for everybody.
Right.
Well, like everybody was saying, that you're back, Linda.
Yes, I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
All right. So can we start the meeting, Steve, or do we have more,
Sure.
anything else? All right. So it's what, 7:37. Start our December board meeting. Welcome to everybody who's attending.
Not a board meeting.
Huh?
It's not a board meeting.
I'm sorry, to the regular meeting. I'm so used to doing everything on this, they all get confused. All right, for our regular December CIDER meeting. Okay, so I guess all our issues are solved enough that Steve can start. And I guess if you want, Steve, you're going to start with Q&A or what? Okay, I can't hear you.
I think.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Okay, there we are. I had to unmute myself because I was testing another microphone. I have too many mics and too many headphones.
So did you want to start that and start educating us about this mastermind?
Whenever you folks are ready.
I guess we are.
We're ready.
Okay. If you're okay, I'm going to upload. Okay. You have to exit full screen in order to see the thing I want to upload. I've got a little presentation that I'm going to show you just partially, just to say this is how presentations work. So I'm uploading that even as we speak. I probably should have done that ahead of time. That would have been smart, but I think it's ready to go. So there's my presentation.
Are you going to be screen sharing this, or how does this work?
Do you not see the presentation?
We don't see it.
No.
I know, and I'm down to 4 people on one crowd, whatever, but it's all right. Never mind the people,
Right.
but
I
don't
hit
see
restore presentation on my screen, and I can see it, Nick.
Interesting.
But nobody else can see it.
Yep, no presentation here.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
if I click on the restore presentation, I can see it.
Where is that?
It's on the bottom right. It's one of the 2 buttons.
Not the
Restore
hand.
presentation.
Not the hand,
Yes.
the other one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got it.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yes,
Thanks.
that did it.
Thanks, Carol.
Okay, it works.
There you go.
Wait.
All right. So
I can't
sorry.
find it here. Oh, restore. I see. Okay.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about using Mastermind Lounge and what it does and what it is. Doug is raising his hand. Yes, Doug?
I don't see it, but that's
Okay.
it's
The
only
little
because I'm-
button you use to raise your hand,
Yeah.
the button right next to it is a screen.
Oh, okay. With a line across it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just click
Restore.
it and then you'll see.
What?
All
Yeah.
right, found it.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So this is Mastermind Lounge, and we'll talk a little bit about what it is, and then I'll give you a tour. Basically, Mastermind Lounge is more than what you're seeing here. It is a cloud-based video conferencing system, like any one of 16 others of them. It does video conferencing, audio conferencing, collaboration, chat, webinars, all that yada yada. But we also do scheduling and notification. So what we started out as is a teaching thing. So if you wanted to be a mastermind, right, and you wanted to teach a class, you would join in, and you could do this over Zoom or Google Meet or any, Jitsi, any one of a dozen things. What we really do is 3 things. Scheduling. So our system includes a scheduling system. Steve, if you're going to be rattling, could you mute yourself, please? Sorry.
That's
Thank you. Yeah, there's a bunch of people rattling. So anyway, I can talk. we do scheduling, so you can say, I want to teach this class on this date at this time. We handle payment management. So if you're teaching a class for pay, you don't have to worry about getting people to make the payments and worrying if there's a problem with somebody, blah, 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 blah. We handle all of that for you. And we send out notifications, email and text messaging. So that's the add we bring to that sort of thing. Also, of course, we're more business oriented, which is why you don't see 50 backgrounds in there. And we are very secure. Zoom, as I'm sure you know, has some very well documented security issues that are just still ongoing. We have full end-to-end encryption, and it's our own private server. We have a presenter and a moderator, and nobody else can do certain things, which is again different from Zoom. And you don't need a special program from ours. It works in every browser. It works on every platform that has a browser. So that's kind of nice. So we can do screen sharing, presentation, whiteboard. We can do polls. We can send out meeting reminders. You can have public and private chats. And like I said, payment management. And that's the thing. There are issues, as with any video conferencing system, right? Each of you has, it's what they call the last mile problem. Our server is enormous. Our pipeline to that server is enormous. But your pipeline down to your computer is smaller. I have green light. I have gigabit Ethernet. So, I don't have any problem seeing everybody. I've been in meetings with 40, 50 people. I can see everybody, not a problem. But if your machine is not high powered and or your video, your bandwidth is not high, you will have trouble seeing a lot of people. You will have trouble with your video, with your audio, et cetera, et cetera. So that depends entirely on your network speed, your connection quality, and the power of your device. So that's why you see fewer pictures at once on a phone. That's by design, simply because if you were seeing the dozen pictures that normally you would see, you might be overheating your phone. That probably wouldn't be a good thing. So that's the kind of thing that you see there. So we'll give you a tour, a few features to look for, and then a live tour. So let's talk a little bit about the bottom button bar here. You should see something very similar to what I'm seeing here. There's an actions bar, which you may not have because I'm a presenter, so I see some things you may not see. I can start a poll. I can share an external video. I can select a random user to ask questions of. This was originally designed for teaching. So I can say, let me pick a random user. Hey, Bob, what's 7 times 14? Oh, sorry, too bad. And I can share an external video. I can start a poll, and I can manage my presentations. Across the middle are the video and audio things. And I can annotate. So this is the microphone. You can turn that on and off for yourself. So you can mute yourself. Also, I believe it is working that the space bar will do that as well. Then there's the speaker, so you can turn on and off the speaker for yourself. And then this is the camera. We'll take a look at that on another slide as well. And then I have a button that says share your screen. So I can use that to give a live presentation of the system. It's hard to do that while you're in this system because then you're giving a live presentation of the presentation that you're giving, and it kind of becomes an infinity pool, but it works. This is the button that brings you your presentation. And of course, here you can raise your hand. Again, that's more of a student thing. than anything else. But those are the things that you can do. So here are the actions. Like I said, when you're a presenter, you can manage presentations, which means you can add them or change the presentation you're giving, et cetera, et cetera. Again, I can start a poll or share an external video or select a random user. When you click on the microphone, you generally get a list of all the microphones in your system and a list of all the speakers in your system. So you can pick which one you want to use. Now, what's in that list depends entirely on your device. And whether or not each of those works depends entirely on your operating system. Right now on mine, I have 3 speakers set up. I have 2 of them disabled. So although they set up, I can't make them work because I've disabled them in the operating system. So if something doesn't work, it's disabled somewhere else. But that's should pop up when you press the little white button there at the bottom. Let me back up a couple of slides. So this little white button here, that little white button is the one you would press in order to get this information. And similarly, when you click on webcam, you see your face and you get a choice of cameras or a choice of one camera, depending on how many cameras you have on your system. And in this particular case, my camera's already being shared, so okay. And we have 4 backgrounds right now. We can set more. We haven't done so. Again, this system is designed for businesses. So, you know, unlike Zoom, which is designed for fun, this was not designed to let everybody suddenly be, you know, have Betty Boop in the background or whatever. But that's it. And there's of course a stop sharing. So you can stop sharing your camera. If you stop sharing your camera on most operating systems, you have to wait a little bit before you can start sharing your camera again. Because in many cases, there's a delay before the server says, okay, you're gone. There's a bit of a delay. Now, there's a microphone indicator. You've already seen much of that. Should probably make this a little bigger too. This person's mic is muted. That may be too big. This person's mic is muted. This person can speak because there is no muted mic here. So you can see for each person, for example, Carol's mic is muted. The 2 Carol's mics are muted. Charlie's is not, et cetera, et cetera. And that can also be controlled to a certain degree by the presenter. Obviously, if you're teaching a class, you want everybody to turn their mics off at the beginning. You know, there will be different rules for different types of classes. But that's that. And of course, you can see everybody. Get rid of those. And again, I'll just go down one. And you can see that you can put your name here. You've already seen that. So that's a thing you can do. There's also a raised hand. I don't know if everybody sees this. I think just Steve and I see this. But if somebody raises their hand, and there it is, Bob, Hoey, and Kim iPhone have raised their hands. And you can click it again to lower your hand, or I can lower your hand. That's, again, originally designed for a classroom. Students want to ask questions. They get their hands up. But, you know, I could say during a presentation, if you would like to ask a question, I could say put it in the chat, and I'll get to it in that order. Or I could say raise your hand, or I could say just talk. And you know, whichever I want to do. But we have the option to do all of those things in this system. The speaker indicator, you've seen that already. The person speaking, their little indicator turns purple, so you can see who's speaking, and they get a blue line around their picture. I know it looks like Andy's sleeping, but in fact he is speaking, and I've sent him that picture. But he is the one who is speaking, and you can tell. In fact, if you look up at the top, those of you who can see all the pictures, you can see that my picture has a blue border around it, and my name is up top speaking. In addition, again, this is the same thing, and I'm just showing you that there were 3 people, Steve and Andy and me, and Andy is the one speaking. So that there's lots of visual clues as to what's going on the screen at the moment. You can also save information. In many of the meetings that I run, because people are asking computer questions, we put links in the public chat. And at the end of the public chat, if you click the 3 buttons there, you can then save the public chat for yourself. So you can have that as a text file on your system to refer to later. You could also, if you want, hit this thing and save the usernames. Now, you won't see most of these. As the owner, I can create breakout rooms. You know, if for example, Charlie and Bob need to talk about something relating to Apple Cider in a private room, they can create those. And, we can change the guest policy, and I can lock viewers in and out, and I can turn off the meeting mute. It was on at that point for whatever reason. But those are also things that you can do with this. And okay, time for a live tour. This may not work because we may get that infinity pool thing going on. But let me share my screen. Oh,
so everyone should turn off their...
This may be a problem. Let's see what happens. This could be fun. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Yep. There it is. All the way down. It stars all the way down, man.
And everyone can turn off their presentation button.
Yeah.
Or no.
No.
I lost Nick's screen too.
The presentation button is the 4th button, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do the live tour, I'm afraid, because it's doing that infinity thing where it shows the screen and then it shows the screen and then it shows the screen and it shows the screen and it shows the screen.
Bob, in response to what you just said, the presentation button is the one over on the right side next to the raise hand button.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, this is the presentation button.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
So we're going to skip the live tour. So now it's questions. And believe me, I know you have plenty.
I have a question. I only see 6 people on the screen, and I can toggle to the next screen and see it. But wouldn't it be good if the left-right arrow would just do that instead of having to move the cursor down onto it and toggle it?
That's a good thought. If you go to the upper right, you'll see 3 little buttons.
Yeah.
One of the choices is make full screen. You may see more people that way. Also, if you close the presentation, you should see more people. For example, I'm seeing 8 people right now.
I just did the make full screen, and it went from, I think, 6 tiles to much larger, but 4 tiles.
Interesting. Did you turn off the presentation button?
Yes, I did.
Interesting. I'm seeing 8 people. That's really interesting.
I'm seeing 8 people.
I'm seeing 8 people and the presentation.
I'm on a MacBook in Safari, for what that's worth.
Yeah, Safari's a little weird.
Yeah, the most I can see is 6.
Yes.
Me
Yeah.
too.
And I'm in Safari as well.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Safari.
me too. On a
I
Mac.
can only see 2 on a phone, no matter what I do in what direction, full screen, regular, sideways.
Well, a phone is obviously going to be a little bit different. That's true.
But the weird thing is, like, when I have it in portrait mode, the pictures are bigger. When I turn it to landscape, it makes the pictures smaller.
But you see more of them?
No, still 2. They're just smaller.
Me too.
When you're in
Because
landscape mode?
in portrait mode, there's 2 on top of each other, and then the presentation's at the bottom. When I turn it sideways, it puts them all 3 next to each other, and the windows get smaller.
Right. You can turn off the presentation. I have turned off my presentation.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still the same. With it sideways, it's still small.
Bring up Safari myself on this.
If you close the chat window and the user list, you may get more people.
Because when you do it in landscape mode, it's got the menu bar at the top, so it's making the pictures smaller because they're next to each other, because you've got all that other stuff above and below it. So it's making them fit. When you're in portrait mode, since the 2 people are on top of each other, they're bigger.
I just closed my participant sidebar, and what I have is 6 tiles that got larger.
And I'm the same. I'm the same as Charlie.
Yeah, it depends. Looks like it depends on your video card. On my 2015 iMac, I can see 6 tiles. And on my 2020 MacBook Pro, I can see 8. So it depends on your video card, I bet.
Yeah, it may have a lot to do with it. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I see it. Yeah, there just aren't enough. There's just not enough real estate to see more.
Unless it makes them smaller somehow.
Yeah, and well, Safari's not doing. Chrome is doing that. I can see 10 people now.
Sorry.
So can I be ignorant and ask how I can get my browser onto my iMac? I went to the App Store and I didn't see where I could.
It's not in the App Store because they'd violate all of Apple's programming guidelines.
Okay.
Chrome.google.com.
Now, I'm on Chrome and I only see 6. And I got a 27-inch iMac.
Have you closed the public chat?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I just opened Safari on my
It just makes all the
MacBook
windows
Pro.
bigger.
And was it 3, 6, 9, 12? And I have room for 12 people. And I'm seeing 11. So that's interesting. I'm seeing more in Safari than I am in Chrome. No, I'm sorry. I'm also seeing 11 in Chrome.
Will it work on my 2013 computer?
Probably.
Interesting. How much other stuff have you got going on in the background? How much other stuff have you got loaded? Because, yeah, I agree with you. I'm seeing on Safari, it's not changing the size of pictures. On Chrome, it is. I got 13 people
6,
now.
9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got 15. 13 people in 15 slots on Safari. On my MacBook Pro, but only 6 on my 2015 iMac. So it's the newer video card on the newer computer.
Right.
Well, what size is your MacBook? Steve?
14 inch.
Okay, because on my 13, I only see 6. Is there something I didn't do?
You need a better video card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too.
Let me turn off all my other cameras. Don't need to see me 4 times.
Heaven knows.
You already see enough of them every week.
Yep. But those are these are the these are the things that are problematic in any one of these systems. One thing that Zoom does well, and that this system is instituting in the next release, is more of the is more of the changes of screen size and things. The problem is, as the systems develop, and I'm talking about the computer systems on your desk, there are things that change in the background, and it takes, to be honest, Zoom has a lot more programmers than someplace like this. So there's a couple of things that are not optimum yet in this version. But what's really nice about this version remains Shirley's kind of doing the Blair Witch thing. That's kind of interesting.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm in a dark room and trying to get the freaking thing to.
So mute your microphone when you're not talking.
I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter.
But that's the screen size shit.
Oh yeah, we were talking about screen size. A lot of that just simply has to do with the quality of your system. One of the things that Zoom does differently, and the more people you have, the more the video degrades, until you get enough people on the screen and video cuts out altogether. This system does it differently. The more people you have on the screen, the more screens it makes, so that the video doesn't degrade. And that was just a design choice in each case. And so obviously this is an old MacBook, and so I'm only seeing 5 people, and I have to go to the next page to see more of them. That's really all this screen can handle at this resolution. And on here, I'm seeing 10. And Bob had his hand up.
Yeah, I had a question. I see 6 people, and some of the people that are on the second page, if they start talking, will they jump to the front page? Carol,
No.
Carol,
And there's
start talking.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's been a little bone of contention in the back end of this thing. That's the reason they don't do that is because, again, on older machines, it causes a degradation in video, and this system prioritized quality of video over little things like that.
For teaching purposes.
For teaching purposes.
Exactly. However, I just like to break in and point out that their name will appear on the top of your screen, even if they're not showing in the tile.
Right. You'll see them on the tile, on the thing at the top. So Kim is obviously just said something, and so we see her whether or not she's on your screen.
Right.
And in fact, even if their cameras are off, if they talk, you'll see them up here. So it's real easy to see who's talking next. And somebody's put something in the chat somewhere.
Now, I was able to put a background in using Lens Studio, but I don't appear in front of the background. So that's the drawback there.
Well, yeah, that there are a lot of backgrounds that we're not really showing. That background, however, is one of ours. So if you were just using, I don't know what Lens Studio is, but if you were just using the regular thing, you should be seen in front of it.
Like that.
But that's that. And somebody had a question earlier that I was going to answer during the presentation. Charlie, I think it was you.
I can't remember it, Nick, at the moment. Sorry.
And Bob's got his hand up again.
No, it's testing.
It worked.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what it looked like when it was on and when it was off. So that's why I got my hand up.
Yep.
No, I don't.
Right.
Okay.
One thing I want to ask while it occurs to me is you mentioned that in this system you can have a presenter and a moderator.
Right.
Are we essentially in a situation now where Steve is the moderator and you are the presenter, but otherwise, like in a Q&A, Steve might be both?
Yes, that's exactly correct. Again, in a teaching situation, the idea here is that I might be teaching. Well, I'm the presenter, right? So I'll be teaching. Steve is the moderator. He can be saying, okay, this person is, we have one guy who sits in his chair during one of our meetings and does this all night long, and he's rubbing right on his microphone. So the moderator could mute him, right? I, as the presenter, don't have to break my train of thought, go find him, mute him. The moderator could do that. The moderator can also be the one who turns people's cameras and microphones on and off. So I could say, everybody leave their mics off and their cameras off. I will teach my class, and then we'll have question and answer. And so, Charlie, you have a question. Turn your mic and camera on. We've now allowed you to do that. Turn your mic and camera on and ask your question, and then we'll turn you off again. And again, when we have 30, 40, 150, we had a session with 250 people in it. Believe me when I tell you that most people's systems can't handle 250 videos. I don't care how many screens you've got. So we just asked everybody during the presentation, please leave your cameras and microphones off. And then when, put your questions in the chat, and when it's time to ask those questions, we'll let you turn your mic and camera on. So you can teach massive system things here and still manage it nicely.
Nick, I just remembered something I was asking about earlier. And that was the business of why video of myself was delayed compared to, other people coming in to me.
That's because I'm seeing all of these people and I'm not seeing any delay. That's clearly something to do with your system.
It's just a delay of me. Other people, when they speak, are in real time.
And now you're not delayed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. To you, I'm not delayed. I'm only delayed to my own tile on my own machine.
No, now you're delayed to me too. For a moment, you were fine, and now you're delayed again.
Well, I got to be honest and say that I am somewhat brighter at some times and not somewhat dumber at others. So maybe my theory is correct. I don't know.
Maybe. Bob, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I have a question. If a number of people all have their hands up, does it rank them in that list, moving them up or down? How would you know who's up first, who's up second?
I see them all in order, chronological order.
Okay, so would I see them in order?
You don't see them. No, you see you.
Right, but if somebody else has their hand up, wouldn't I see that?
Try it, Bob, and maybe a couple of the Carols and
somebody else.
Shirley can raise their hands.
I don't remember how.
I see each person because I'm the.
Yeah, I can't even see my hand raised.
Right. You
How does that show
should
in the
not see your
participant?
hand raised.
No, we didn't see our hands raised.
You see
Right.
it
Whose hands raised?
when you
I'm
raise
putting
your
everybody's
hand,
hand
the
down.
icon turns blue.
You guys are
Okay.
putting
I
them
have
up.
to
I'm putting them
scroll
back down
over to
again.
look at hands.
Yeah, it's what's important is that I see them because I'm the presenter. I'm the one who needs to be able to see everybody's hand up. Again, the
Does
less.
that-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, does that show in your user list but not ours?
Right.
Right.
So when you all had your hands up, I saw, Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice had their hands up. And,
Yeah, because in Zoom, it creates a queue of people who have their hands up. Upper left is the first, and then next.
right. So I saw them in order
Okay.
as they raised their hands. So I would be able to look at that. So that's easy. That's easy enough to do. But this is the sort of thing that you see. Right now I'm seeing 8, 10. I'm seeing 10 people on the system at once. And again, I have a high-end video card and 16 gig of RAM and i9 processor, and I've got a big machine. So
there's also
And
a focus button. If you click on someone's name, you can focus them, and their picture gets a little bigger.
yes, there's also each picture in the upper right corner has the 4 little arrows. It'll make them full screen. Well, it'll make them bigger.
I have another question, Nick.
Hold on, Kim had her hand up.
All right.
I did? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a list of questions. Which one am I talking on? Well, what you were just saying, yeah, I can make it bigger and make it full screen when I turn sideways. Then the picture's bigger. But when I do it not full screen, the pictures get smaller when I turn it sideways. So I guess that's the way around that if I need to be seeing one person. But unfortunately, because I'm on the phone, I can only see the 2 people at once, so I can't scroll through to look for people. Why does it delay bringing up the video when I go to the next 2 and then they're black for several seconds before the video comes up?
That is to do with the speed of your phone. A phone simply is not going to be as powerful as a desktop or even a laptop. And yes, iPhones are incredibly powerful. They're the finest phones in the entire universe. I get it. They're still not. Again, this system prioritizes video quality. Zoom simply lowers the video quality. So if your device has trouble with the video, it sends you lower video. We've decided to turn that off. We want people to have high quality video all the time.
And I think what's happening is the people that are off screen, it's not loading their video at all. So when you click on the arrow to see the next page of people, it has to download each of their video.
Right. Exactly right.
Now you started speaking, Steve, and it took Nick out of full screen and brought you both up.
Nice.
But they're tiny because I had it landscape.
Right.
So now you're small. But so there's no way out of that to do like full screen with the 2 people, right? Like.
Right. Everybody hydrate, and then Rick had a question.
Yes, I noticed that Steve managed to get the background working, and we can see him too on top of that. I don't know what he did differently. And the other question is for you, Nick. Who developed this? Who did the programming?
The first question is, I think Steve just used, you said you had some other program you were using?
Yeah, I was trying to use like a snap camera or something like that.
Right. In this particular case, you would do it right from the little white button at the bottom of the camera button. You can just pick one of the 4 backgrounds that are there, and it will start using it.
Oh, okay. That worked. Yay!
Yay. And we haven't added any other backgrounds yet. That's on my list, but it absolutely isn't my priority. And obviously, it's going to work a little better when you actually have a green screen behind you. And in this case, my headphones are green too. So, yeah. All right.
And you can't do your own picture.
You cannot at this point do your own picture. This was designed for businesses. You know, not. It was designed for business.
No, I have two cameras with two different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Why isn't it letting me do video at all? There's a good question.
Why is it letting you do video?
Yeah, remember you saw me for like 10 seconds and then it took away the video, and on both phones it's not letting me do video, let alone the backgrounds.
I do not know. Did I? Is this Kim?
Yeah.
Did I turn off your video? I don't think I did.
And then when you try to turn video back on, what happens?
Well, let's see. I bring up the screen and I'll do start sharing. And on the iPhone, it's not doing anything. And on the other phone, on the LG, it's showing my picture. On the iPhone, it's not showing my picture. It's not doing anything.
It should be asking you which camera to use.
Yeah, it has front camera, quality, and then the device does not support virtual backgrounds, and then start sharing at the bottom, but it won't.
So when you click start sharing, nothing happens?
Right.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I don't have an iPhone, and so I personally have not tested an iPhone. I know that iPhones work. I know a lot of people who use them, but I don't know what the story is there. I apologize. There you are. I see you.
That's the LG. Now I'm back again on the LG. With a background.
Yeah. So I see you.
We'll see. Now it went away before. But the iPhone won't let me. I lowered it to low just in case.
Is the start sharing button blue? That it's an accessible button?
It's blue, but I'm not sure if it's bright blue. So, yeah.
All right, let's. We're going to go on to a couple other questions while you look into that. Rick had his hand up.
Yeah, I had asked also who did the programming for this. Did you do any of this, Nick?
No, I did not. This is a company called Big Blue Button, and they created the background system. Again, originally designed for classes, it works. You know, they originally wrote it to work in things like Moodle and all the stuff that classrooms use to do this stuff. And what's really lovely about this is we looked into, again, there's dozens of these out there. This is the one that had, I thought, the best set of features for reasonable cost at this. So again, you know, I'm seeing a bunch of people all with pretty high quality images. And again, that quality depends entirely on your end of the machine, but it's going to leave it at that quality. If you've been on a Zoom meeting with 30, 40 people, you've watched that video quality degrade and degrade and degrade until it kind of becomes useless. And this doesn't do that.
Hey, I mentioned that Big Blue Button was what came up when I tried to join the meeting tonight from the link in the email. And
all right, I didn't see the email, so I don't know. Yeah. No, I get it though. Yeah, that's the name of the company, Big Blue Button.
Okay, thanks, Nick.
Yep. And Charlie had your hand up as well.
When I move my cursor around and hover over a button on the screen, a description of what the button does pops up, but only very briefly.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay until you leave the button. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does that on mine too. Does it do it over here? Yeah. Interesting. I'll look and see if that's no, I won't. Not if I don't write it down. Give me a second.
I don't get
I'll
that
look
at
and
all.
see. There's one of the things that I do very much like about Big Blue Button is that there are lots and lots of parameters that you can tweak. So let me look into that.
Yeah, I'm not getting that tooltip on any of my computers.
Yeah, I see them, but you're right. They're fast. They're pretty fast. So yeah, I will look into if I can set that delay. To be honest, that's one of the things that I most liked about Big Blue Button. There's a huge list of parameters that can be set. And we're still doing a little tweaking here and there. But I'll look into that one.
May I follow up quickly and referring to that problem I had joining the meeting? Steve, when I mentioned it, said that they were the same link in the email and from the website, but they can't be identical if they got different results, can they?
Yeah, but that's what's weird. I copied and pasted from one to the other.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is that, you know, next time we meet using this, we could have a sort of a mass problem of people phoning Steve to figure out how to get in.
I will work with Steve to fix the link. I will work with Steve on that.
And thanks for the whole thing. I don't know if you're losing money letting us use this for free, but we appreciate it.
Well, it's not entirely free, but it's awful close to free.
Well, cheaper then.
Yeah, it's cheaper. And yeah, we're, to be utterly honest with all of you, we're eating a lot of the cost because you're a not-for-profit, and I like you guys.
Yay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I do have to charge you something. I don't own the company. I don't own Mastermind Lounge, so I have to charge you something. But I made sure it was less than Zoom. So
thank you.
And again, you'll have the recording and all of that stuff. There's an interesting thing. I'm muting Bob. I just muted Bob because he was. And that's another thing that I can do. He can unmute himself, but I've muted him. There's an interesting thing, Steve. At the end of the meeting, after you close it out, you'll have a link. In fact, maybe you can get to it right now. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, there it is. There's something called the Learning Analytics Dashboard, which again is mostly for teaching, right? And it tells you how long who was in the session, how long they were in the session, the what they said and did, and if they answered polls and all of that stuff. So, if you don't mind, Steve, at the end of the session, when you log everybody out, you'll have an OK to quit, but above it, you'll see the Learning Analytics Dashboard link.
Yeah,
if you can click on that and save it as a PDF and send it to me, because I'm still tweaking the system. That'll help me a little bit if we can do that at the end of the session. But that's just another thing that I can do to tweak this. Wow. The pictures are markedly different on each screen. The colors.
When I see mine, and that other people get a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
When you what?
Some of us started out fuzzy.
Now, my question, if I can ask a question, is When I try to get in using my iPad, it doesn't seem to want to do the audio. So I end up with Steve's iPad in order to be able to get in on it. So is there any reason for why it's there? Because I give it for audio and everything, but it just doesn't seem.
You had
too
much stuff running. Because I'm using it now and
and
it's
it's working just fine.
All right, so if I close the tabs on everything before I start.
One thing we have to remember is that on any device, you have a limited amount of power, a limited amount of space, a limited amount of video. On a computer, there's generally a lot more than that. And I know everybody thinks, oh my God, iPads are amazing. They can do everything. You can't do everything all at once. So if you've got a bunch of tabs open and you've got a bunch of stuff running in the background and that's all going on, you're going to have a problem. And so closing out a bunch of stuff. I told you, I got a guy with an older iPhone. He can get into every meeting just fine until his phone rings. And then it cuts out. And of course, we got another guy who always answers his phone when it rings and it cuts out. So, no device will do everything all at once, all the time. So you do have to often close out stuff that you're not using.
So I guess our learning curve, sure you do that before you log in.
Right.
And then if you still have a problem, it might be something else instead.
Right. It might be a hardware problem. Again, another reason we picked Big Blue Button over some of the others is because it runs in a browser. So theoretically, any device with a browser will work. But now you're limited to that device, right? So you do have some serious issues when you've got a whole bunch of stuff running in the background, et cetera, et cetera. So, for example, even on this old MacBook, if I were to load up a bunch of other programs, I think I would degrade this pretty seriously. And the same on this machine. Of course, this machine is way overpowered, so it would take a lot more, but I could do it. Nothing is infinite.
Except my.
And again, Zoom solves the problem by degrading everything.
Right.
And we didn't pick that option.
So I guess we're just going to get used to the learning curve of this.
It's a little different learning curve.
And the
Same thing we did for Zoom for 6 months.
As we all learn this and not,
Right.
All right.
Kim had her hand up.
So FYI, here's what I did. On the iPhone, I still can't get the picture. On the LG, it wouldn't let me do the background and then bring it up. I had to bring it up with no background, then go back into it and switch to a background.
Okay, thank you.
But I still can't figure it out on the iPhone.
Well, you're I don't know what iPhone you have, but it just simply may not do that. Rick, you had your hand up.
Yeah, so what's the maximum number of users this system will deal with?
I have never gone above 258.
That was pretty good.
They say 1,000. They say 1,000. But I'm an empiricist. I've never gone above 258, so I'm not promising more than that.
Alrighty.
And that's, again, now we didn't have, we made people turn off their video, right? After we hit about 50, 60 people, I started saying, can you all turn off your video? Because, the problem is that last mile. We had a whole bunch of people who really had trouble. We had one guy who kept coming in and out, and this was a paid class. So I offered him his money back. He said, nah, it's my problem. I'm in a tiny little island off of England, and I've got crappy internet. It's not your fault. Okay.
The fact that he can get the probably pretty good.
Yeah. But that was his, that was his choice. I was happy to give him his money back. That was his choice. But again, it's that last mile. So if you've got, so we've got a guy who insists on walking around his property while he's in a meeting with us. Okay, but when he gets out toward the back 40, he starts losing signal. And that, for some reason, porks him off, like it's our fault. You're 150 feet away from your house, and you're losing signal. Yep, that happens.
It's your fault.
Your fault. Yeah, but somehow it's our fault. Long story short, I know, too late. Most of the issues deal with the last mile, and there's a lot of that we can't mitigate.
And I just brought my iPhone 8 online, and the video's working fine for me.
Right, and it's very clear.
I couldn't do background in Safari. I doubt Chrome will too, because it uses WebKit in the background.
Right.
Yeah, my experience has been the Chrome browser is better than Safari for this particular app.
Yeah. And that, I don't know what to say about that. That's choices made in the browser.
Steve, I'm just seeing black on your iPhone.
Yeah, and right now the iPhone 8 has no picture.
So I'm trying to download Chrome.
Oh.
And again, it's not multitasking well. It's just the way that is.
I see Steve now.
I keep hearing Chrome and Safari. Are there any other browsers that you're using?
I have tried it on Opera. I have tried it on Brave.
Never heard.
I have tried it on
Firefox.
Firefox. I knew there was another one. I've tried it on Firefox. It works on all of them. Again, depending on the device, how well it works, separate issue. But it does work on all of them. And again, here on my desktop, I don't have a problem with any of those.
Is the fact that I can't make it bigger and smaller with my two fingers, is that intrinsic to the app or the website to Mastermind? I can't do it with my two fingers.
Yeah, in this particular case, if you want someone to be bigger, you'll see that each one of these pictures has in the upper right corner 4 little arrows. And if you click on that, they get bigger. And then you click on it again and they get smaller again.
But I can't do the zooming out with my two fingers if I want to read something.
Right.
So Chrome
again, you can make it bigger or full screen with the buttons, but not with pinching and zooming.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. So Chrome
really not gonna work until I got the background up.
Chrome on my iPhone said, "Please use Safari."
Please use Safari.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Again,
very interesting.
Huh. So that's only on the phone, though. On the computer, so that's iOS. So that's the phone and the iPad.
But computer works.
No, good to know.
What told you to use Safari, the phone or the program?
The website in Chrome.
Yeah.
Mastermindlounge.com.
The Mastermind in Chrome told you to use Safari.
So that's on an iPhone 8, but they're up to 14 or something now, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've tried it. Like I said, I've tried it. I have an Android phone and it works fine, and it clearly works on an iPhone. Just a little differently from Zoom. So it works on pretty much everything. In fact, I had somebody. Was it a PlayStation?
Anything with a browser?
One of those that has a browser. One of those has a browser. One of the consoles has a browser, and she was on that. It was fine.
And I figured out why the email link didn't work. Because MailerLite is intercepting all the links to see what you clicked on.
Oh, I see. All right. Yeah. All right.
I look
Rick,
at what I
you had your hand
sent
up?
versus what I received, and the link is different.
Interesting.
So they're not passing the link properly.
I was wondering if there's a time limit like there is with Zoom where it'll time out after 40 minutes or something like that.
No. I hesitate to tell people this, but there is exactly 0 time limit.
Interesting. Okay,
so
thanks.
Currently, at least, I'm trusting the kindness of strangers to turn the system off rather than be on 24/7.
And we do that just by leaving it in our browser, closing it.
No, Steve would do that if Steve doesn't end the meeting.
Yeah.
If Steve ends the meeting, everybody's gone.
I have seen that I can leave the meeting and keep it running.
Yes, if you leave the meeting without ending it, it continues to run, and then somebody with management privileges has to log back in again.
Yep.
And turn it off.
It's interesting that it allows me to leave the meeting that I started without ending the meeting.
Well, that works out nicely if, for example, either you have an emergency or for example, right now I'm the presenter, so I could end the meeting if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I have that ability, but I don't own the meeting. I'm just the presenter. So when I'm done presenting, you might say, okay, Nick is done. He's going to leave. And now we're going to do something else. And I just leave the meeting and it's still running.
I'm taking back presenter.
No, my power.
But then I can also, I can demote you to a viewer.
Yes, you can.
So I did make you moderator too. So moderator and presenter.
The owner of the system has an amazing amount of control over every individual. It's actually pretty nice. Oh, somebody's got something in the public chat. Did I miss? We put a question in the chat. Oh, that was Lyle again. Okay. So yeah, I'm only seeing I'm seeing 11 people here, only 5 here. And I can move over to a second page and I get another 5. And then I move over to another page.
Bob's right. The arrow keys on the keyboard don't activate the arrow function on the screen.
Yeah. Interesting.
I did find an improvement on that. Instead of going to the left caret on the left side of the screen or back to the right side, if you just click on either side, it'll take you to the next screen and click it again.
It'll wrap around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ignore the caret on the left side and just use the one on the right side. I can click it again, and it, toggles the screens. But it would be better if the arrow, left, right arrow on the keyboard would do that.
Any comments on in the public chat? There's a little 3-dot menu up at the right side of it. You can save or copy. Any comments on how that works or limitations or anything?
It works. What it does is it lets you save the user list or the chat as text files.
I don't think regular users can save the user list, can they?
They should be able.
Oh, there
Oh
it
no,
is.
maybe they can't do the user list.
Yeah, because I'm privileged. Let me see.
Yeah, hold on, let me see. Yeah, no, I cannot save the user list, but I can save the public chat. Right.
We take a screenshot.
You could take a screenshot. Nothing ever prevents you from taking a screenshot.
I just went to save and it let me do a download. And if I
Yes,
go to,
it downloads it as a text file.
okay, if I go to copy,
Now you can paste it into something.
oh, okay, all right.
Kim had her hand up.
Yeah, so I tried to put it on my Samsung smart monitor thing and it won't work. It says the browser's not supported.
What operating system are you using? Or are you trying to do that through your phone?
No, the Samsung monitor, whatever is operating system,
Probably
the Samsung. Yeah. I guess.
Oh, ties it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's.
So I can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah. ties it. I'm not surprised, but yeah.
Because then I could see it big.
Right. Right.
It may work if you mirror your phone to the television.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. I can't mirror it to the Samsung. I haven't figured that out yet. Not for free, anyway.
Right.
It says you have to use Chrome or Firefox, but I don't think I can download Chrome or Firefox to the monitor.
No, on your phone.
No, I'm saying my monitor is telling me I can't use it. I have to use Chrome or Firefox, but I don't think I can do that, right? On the TV.
If it's telling you you have to do it, then I would assume you can.
I'll try.
In whatever the app store is on the TV.
But the TV doesn't have memory. Does it?
Smart TVs do, yes, so you can download apps. And they also have storage, so you can download apps.
Well, that's true. I guess it's like a net. No, it's not supported. It said it won't download Chrome.
Well, you have to download the
No, it's saying it
version,
did.
not the desktop version.
Okay, why don't I just shut up? Okay, it's not supported. And then it says thanks for downloading.
All right, I don't know. Rick, you had your hand up?
This question is for Steve or Shirley. Are there other topics we're going to do tonight, and are we doing a break?
We were going to do holiday ideas, gift ideas, if anybody had some suggestions, and then Steve was going to do Q&A, but if you'd like to have a break after Nick is done, then we can take it then.
Okay.
Okay, I will tell you that if you go to the 3-button menu in the upper right, one of the choices there is keyboard shortcuts. You can see what keyboard shortcuts are currently active. But it does not, and you're right, it does not include a screen left, screen right thing. I will look into that. Did I write that down? I will not look into it if I did not write it down. I did not write it down.
Yeah, I'm seeing a really interesting difference in image quality across all my devices. And not surprisingly, the newest device with the best processor has the best quality.
Right. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Just like to say thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Nick.
Yeah.
Absolutely my pleasure. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get decades of joyful use out of it.
Yeah, there's no way to clap. There's no icon for it.
I know. You have to actually do this.
We need one, or go.
And of course, if you've got the clapper in your room, that's going to be a problem. Well, I'll institute a tip jar. I'd rather have that than clapping. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to leave.
All right.
Good luck at your meeting.
Good. Enjoy.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Nick.
having
Good
me.
night.
I had fun.
Yep.
All right,
Thank you much.
bye.
Not a phone. But a monitor does not have a microphone, so I couldn't use it on its own if I wanted to talk to you. Even if it did download it
Some monitors
or
do.
work, right?
Some monitors do have microphones.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it does.
Some TVs have microphones too. My new Amazon Fire TV does. It keeps telling me to have Alexa switch my channels for me. So a Samsung TV may have Bixby in it. That's Samsung's assistant.
So maybe on the remote, yeah, I guess I could talk. So I'd have to like hold the button on the remote to talk to, but it's not letting me do it anyway. I'd have to figure out if I can get a Chrome or Firefox on it.
All right, let's take about a 10-minute break. It's about 10 to 9. We want to come back about 9 o'clock. And, we will start the program.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and you actually it's not like Zoom where you just hit the button and you're automatically like muted. Like I have to hit video and then it brings you to the video window and then you hit stop sharing. So I hit the button and I think that my video's still there. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh.
Shin.
Which phone am I on?
There's a lot of noise in the background somewhere.
Maybe that.
There we are.
I'm gonna see if I can Google downloading Chrome for. Should I say downloading Chrome for Tizen or for Samsung or what?
I tried Samsung Smart TV Chrome and found instructions.
Oh.
I gotta get something more to drink.
No.
Everyone get out your whiskey.
You what?
Everyone get out your whiskey.
Oh, here.
Good idea.
You can't see me. Here, you want to see what I was drinking? Like here. Wait, I gotta get the video back. Okay, is Charlie here? Here. Oops. Wait. See? Look.
Yeah.
Look familiar?
You're ahead of me. I got a bottle, but it's not that empty.
Of the seal? Of the rum?
Yeah, 151?
Yeah. So how do you drink it?
Rarely.
You drink it straight? Do you mix it with? What do you put it with?
I would probably mix it with Coke or something.
I tried it with some eggnog the other day. It was pretty good in eggnog.
Drink tequila more often.
I drink whiskey, but my whiskey is almost, I have like one sip left, so I was having some of the rum.
Wegmans and Tops both sell a thing called Simply Limeade. If you get that, put a shot of tequila in a glass of that, and you got an instant margarita. It'll work at all.
I bet you could do it yourself, like squeeze a lime, add a little sugar and some water.
No, that's work. This is no work.
Wait, I think I'm still on video. See, this is dangerous. I could like accidentally like show something. I forget it's in the browser and keep looking for an app. No wonder I'm not finding it. Am I on video? No, I think okay. Really? That's why I have to take the video off if I'm setting the phone down or doing something. Because then I accidentally like flip the camera around once, and it's like, oh, yes, now you're seeing my legs. Okay. Sorry. Okay, now where was that? I don't like that it's in the browser, because then I can't go to my browser to look something up and then go back to the app because I'm already in the browser. I had to bring up a different browser window. There we go. Chromecast stick. I may have to use Chromecast.
Do you want anything?
I'm not sure what. No, I guess I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
This doesn't have Chrome because it's not.
Is everybody celebrating the perfection of fusion?
The what?
Fusion. Nuclear fusion.
What,
It made
what
breakthroughs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've heard of
I am.
nuclear fission, right?
Uh-huh.
Nuclear fusion is a way of producing power. And they made breakthroughs on that this week.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah. It might mean the solution of our energy problems for the extended future.
Finally generated more energy than they used in creating the reaction.
Right.
Yeah, the fusion reactor at U of R, they always joke about it takes them days to charge the capacitors, otherwise they'd block out the entire city if they fired the lasers.
Well,
Unfortunately, you can't download Chrome directly to the Samsung TV. It's not supported. But there are workarounds. Like you can hook your computer up to the TV with an HDMI. Well, if I had a computer, I wouldn't be trying to put it on the monitor.
Your phone is also a computer, and you can hook it to the television as well.
But I don't have Chrome on this either. It's telling me I have to have Chrome on this. Well, I have, if you know of a good app that I can use to cast it with, I haven't found one yet. That's free.
You put Chrome on the phone and use Chromecast in Chrome.
So I have to go in the browser to Chrome and get it on the phone?
No, in the App Store.
Oh, I thought we couldn't get it in the App Store. Or Firefox. I didn't try Firefox. We already have an app. I'm not in the App Store.
So if the TV has AirPlay, you can use the phone directly. If the TV only has Chromecast, then you have to use Chrome on the phone.
Or get another Apple TV. It seems really stupid to have to like buy a device to watch TV on a TV that already lets you watch TV.
Depends on where you're getting your TV from. There's broadcast TV and there's internet TV.
Well,
and there's antenna TV.
I mean, if you already have a smart TV, to have to hook up another device to it seems like stupid. But like, I can't watch MHC on my Samsung, so I have to watch it on my crappy TV unless I want to buy. Well, I could hook up the Xbox. That's probably how I did it before.
Depends on how you're getting your television, right?
But
there are hundreds of ways to get what used to be considered television that's no longer actually television. It's internet content.
Right, but it's like so stupid. I mean, most things work on most platforms these days. So, but the fact, so that I have the Samsung and I can watch like most things.
That's not accurate at all. Most things do not work on most things. Some things only work on one device. Some things only work on another device. That's the way the content creators are making it, to force you to buy their box.
I mean, most of your common things work on most things. You know, your Hulu, Netflix, even Apple TV, right? I mean, all your basic general ones have to work on everything, or people wouldn't buy them, right? Your Paramount, your Peacock, your... But then you get the obscure ones, and it's like, wait, why isn't it working? But, like I think tennis works everywhere. It's just that Apple and Xbox are much better.
Yeah, I was actually surprised on how well YouTube TV works on the Amazon Fire TV. I figured they'd limit you to Prime, but it also works on YouTube as well.
Yeah, but don't you find it like smoother on the Apple TV, Apple and Xbox, even the YouTube TV? I find to be better. I find everything better in the Apple and the Xbox. I don't know if it's the memory or just better built, but the Fire memories, there's less memory.
The Fire Sticks are terrible, but the Fire TV is okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's similar with the Chromecast boxes. They make a $30 box that's just horrible because there's no memory and no storage and no processor. But if you get a Google TV box, that works much, much better.
I have a Fire Cube, and honestly, but that I use in the kitchen, and I use that mostly because you can use the voice commands. So you can be like washing dishes and vegetables, and I can change things with my voice, you know, skip 30 seconds, and I can go through commercials, and I can rewind using my voice. So I like that Cube in the kitchen, but so I only use that for background kind of stuff, so I don't know the intricacies of that as far as if it freezes, like, because I don't sit in the kitchen to intensely watch stuff like I do in the bedroom. But what's nice about the YouTube TV is like with all the sports replays, you know how you can catch up and watch the key plays. I like that for sports. And that it will remember things forever. So if you forget something, it's like next year you forget, oh, I forgot, when are the SAG Awards on? And you missed it by a week, it still recorded it because you set it to record SAG Awards like 3 years ago, and it's still recording them, or the Grammys or something. And it's like, oh. And it'll have the on-demand.
It only saves the recording for 9 months, though.
Yeah. But I tend to forget, like, and I find out that it was on, like, the next day or a week later, like, oh. But that's really the only reason I keep it, is so I can keep recording all the things that I forget. And if it takes away a channel, you lose all the 9 months of recordings, and that is really nice. Because, I don't know, it's not really worth the money, but because they took away Tennis Channel, and now they got rid of Olympic Channel too, like recently. Like they're taking away all my favorite channels. Like that's what I like all the stuff I want. Gone.
Yeah, a lot of channels are getting pulled off of the aggregators by the publisher so they can run them themselves. I've run into that with Paramount. The latest one was SEAL Team. It was only available on the Paramount app.
That was so nice.
And Star Trek is only available on the Paramount app. And then all the Disney shows are now only, Disney and Marvel are only available on the Disney app, and they're pulling them off of Netflix and YouTube. And Hulu.
You know what's nice about Disney? You know, because I had 2 months free of the bundle. So I had it for 2 months. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to watch all that Disney stuff. And then I had Black Friday special. Hulu was $1.99, and you could add Disney Plus for $3 a month for the next year. And like for $3, I could watch an animated movie or something when I'm like bored or something, or like But what Disney Plus is nice is that they have all the bonus features. Because you don't get that with streaming. That's why I like DVDs. I like to watch all the bonus features, and Disney Plus has bonus features, and I like that. There are lots of good Black Friday specials this year with TV. $1.99 HBO, 99-cent Peacock, Paramount, like 20. It's like 25 for a year. You get Paramount and Showtime for like $60 for a year. Showtime $3.99 a month. That's still going on. I think those till January.
Will Smith has got a new movie out on Apple TV Plus, Emancipation, about a famous slave who tried to reunite with his family. And this is his first big movie since the slap incident. And so he's doing these commercials now, where he's giving you everyone can get 2 free months of Apple TV Plus, so they can watch his movie and anything else. You can watch Ted Lasso if you want. Or
and how do you get that?
There's a link. I'm gonna put it in the chat in a moment.
I don't have Apple TV anymore.
And they raised their price to $6.99 a month. It was $4.99 a month.
See, that's a lot. Like for $5, I would still pay for it. It's just that right now I have tons of other ones because of all the specials, but I won't do it for $7.
Yeah, I watched a couple of things, but now I gotta finish season 3 of what is it? For All Mankind, the space one. I never got around to watching C with Jason Momoa, so we'll go back to that. But there's so many things on so many other channels that you never get back to the first one. The idea that you can subscribe to one channel and watch everything, and then cancel that one and go to the next one. And the channels are intentionally making that hard to do by putting more shows you want to watch, so you never get around to going back to the last one. As long as you don't cancel this service, they don't care.
Yeah, right. Well, see, I'm not. It's a good idea in theory to pay for a month, watch a lot on that one, then pay for another one. Except, see, I don't like doing that. Like I did that. I watched Ted Lasso and I start watching it, and then I'm like, I don't feel like watching Ted Lasso anymore. I'm like, I want to and then I forced myself to watch it. So then I stopped enjoying it. Then I watched Severance, and it's like, but I want to come, and then I'm like, I could watch Ted Lasso. Well, I already finished it. So I just started watching one a day. Like I'd watch one Mythic Quest or one Acapulco a day, and one maybe 2, and then watch the old days when you'd watch a show, and I found it much more enjoyable. So now I'm just kind of using the deals, watching certain shows. I watch Hulu. I was watching Californication and Showtime. Just keep certain ones and watch one a day. I just can't do the binging. It bores me. Plus, I lose track of the episodes. And as a writer and filmmaker, I want to kind of see how they did the episodes, and they start running together in my head. So I'm not into the binging like other people are. One show today, I'll watch another one tomorrow. I'll just watch one a day. One a day.
Has anyone watched Slow Horses?
No.
I have read the book and I love it.
You like other than Nick Heron?
Family too.
I've read 2 of his books.
Oh, good.
One was Slow Horses, and the other one I don't remember the title. But yeah, I love the whole business of Slough House and the slow horses that work there, and Jackson Lamb, the irascible son of a bitch that runs the whole operation, and when you get to the part where he says Blake's grave now, then you know that things are heating up.
Well, what I'm curious about is that the same Will Smith as the one who slapped somebody.
Yeah.
Slow Horses.
This is his
Will
first
Smith
experience the slap.
No, it's
is the producer.
I don't know anything about the show.
I don't know if there could be two Will Smiths, but
Why have my tiles gone to thumbnails at the top of the screen and the CIDER homepage showed up as the main event on the screen? Did somebody do that to me?
Yeah, I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay.
yeah,
I
that
don't know
happened
why
to me
it's so
too.
small.
Well, there's a thing where I can make it full screen. I just did that, and it's bigger.
Bigger, but not completely full. All right.
Kim, while I think of it, I want to mention that you're talking about how YouTube keeps stuff forever. So I did a quick check, and they still have how to pick up a blue chair off the ground, which has been there for years. And apparently they have a video about the backstory behind that, and after the meeting, I'm going to check that out.
How to pick up a blue chair forever?
No, how to pick up a blue chair off the ground. I'm just saying that was on YouTube years and years ago, and it's so ridiculous and obscure that I figured it was a good way to check how much stuff they keep. They've got to be rivaling the NSA in terms of their storage at this point.
And that Slow Horses is an English movie, and so it is a different Will Smith. He's a British comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he is an actor, but it's not our Will Smith.
Right.
The
Right. Yeah.
accents
In Hollywood, every actor has to have a unique name. That's why there's a lot of people use their middle initials, so they have a unique name.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, I looked at the YouTube video there for a while, and I noticed that there was an echo whenever you would talk. There was kind of a delay between it, but I don't know what's causing that, if you have two audio feeds going on, or if you're, it's feeding back from
Maybe
the mastermind here back into your microphone, or what's going on.
Rick, thank you for doing that. I usually try to do that during these meetings also, except I ran into a technical difficulty with my iPad and an earphone, which I will bring up in the Q&A session. So I quit trying to do it tonight.
Okay, well, you're welcome.
I can.
Yes.
Doug can.
Yeah, we can hear you in mastermind.
I hear you now. Olympic. The Olympic channel went away because the Olympic channel went away, not because YouTube took it away. But I don't know where. I don't know where to watch curling now, because curling was always on the Olympic channel. So where do I watch live curling now?
At the hair salon.
I don't subscribe to one of those. So is he actually personally paying for it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want, here, I'll let you see my movie for free. I'll pay for your Apple TV. Well, I mean, $8 a month to Will Smith is nothing times how many people?
The Chinese. The Chinese government is running its own version of that social score thing. They've had it up and running for a while now. And I don't think other citizens can downvote you, but the government will. And if you get downvoted enough, you can't go nowhere or do nothing.
Okay, January 14th. I'm adding it to my list. I haven't added the Showtime and Paramount yet because I'm too busy watching other things that I'm using like in another month. So I haven't had time. So I'm going to add them at the last second.
This is only my own personal opinion, but as far as Will Smith is concerned, I think he should apologize for not having punched the dumb bastard. He was whoever. Yeah, it'd be one thing to roast Will Smith for behavioral things or something. It's another thing to roast his wife for a medical condition. Yeah, so it was dependent on our huge supply of public ignorance, right?
Oh,
What is a laser cutter?
what was it called? Bang Good? Oh, I don't like.
There's also a USA branch, usa.banggood.com.
I can't find you. Oh, I don't like having this in the browser. I went and opened all these websites and then I couldn't find this one.
How thick can you cut through with a laser cutter?
Oh. No. Oh.
Interesting.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. That would be very dangerous. You could cut in deeper the longer you leave the beam on a point.
How about a gravestone?
It might take a few passes though, right? Yeah.
Well, I think they should all be in a box just for protection.
Wow, that was an echo.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry. Bringing it back on the other phone. I was trying to, because I can't see what you're doing at all on the iPhone. It's tiny. It's different.
Are these things good enough to work for plates for printing currency?
There'd be a rush on them if it were.
Just because you have the technology to do something doesn't mean you should do it.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a smell?
Yes, I would imagine it's hot metal smell.
Or skin? Yeah. Yeah.
I used to have a wood burning kit. Long ago.
Okay. So this is weird. So it changed. I don't know how it did. Are you doing something different now than before? Because before I had the two people and then the window and I could hit that button to add it or take it away. But now when I add it, I have like two people. The two people are tiny little things at the top and I can't do the full screen anymore, which I could do earlier.
Did you say you have a Mac, iMac or a?
iPhone, my iPhone.
Oh, I thought you also had a, oh, okay, I misunderstood.
I can't do the full screen anymore. Did you do something different than with Nick? And what was it before when Nick was sharing? Because then I can't do the full screen buttons now. It's just giving me tiny things with you and then big thing, big relatively, but no full screen. Now on my, let's see, on the LG, it's not even showing me your presentation on the LG, even when I hit the button. I have no choice.
Ooh.
Now, is that if you want to end up in the insane asylum or not? Do you realize you're talking on a telephone? I mean, talking on a banana?
I think it would be fun. Oh, yay! A Leonardo da Vinci catapult.
Yeah.
I go to Amazon a lot and just look at gadgets. Did you see the new game for the teenagers where you each hold on to a sort of a handle and you get to shock each other? I guess.
No, those are cute.
No, it's plugged in. I swear it's plugged in. Of course it's plugged in.
Steve, can you go back to that math clock for a second? The reason I'm curious, okay, good. Yeah, all right. So in other words, the answer to the formula is the hour. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
It's cute. Will you do that with everything so I can read it?
Flashlight gloves.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because then you can actually, instead of having to hold the flashlight with one hand and use one hand, you can have two hands to do stuff and see what you're doing. That's a really good idea. How much are they?
I think they'll drive you crazy pretty quickly.
Yeah, do they have an on-off switch, and what kind of battery? Do they have batteries?
Two CR2 batteries.
They must have an on-off switch.
Yeah, but you're moving your hands around, and the
would
light's
drive you
not
crazy.
necessarily going to point onto your work the way you want it to while you're moving your hands. I think the headlamps are much better.
So to speak.
I think they should put cameras on the ends of your fingers there. That might be more useful.
No, my living room doesn't have light, and I'm trying to move stuff around, and I need to see to pick stuff up.
If you had a fiber optic flexible cable with a lightning port plug on one end, you could plug it right into your phone and stick that down
that
your
would work.
drain.
That'd be useful for lock pickers too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, endoscope.
No, an endoscope goes down your throat.
No, endoscope just goes somewhere inside your body, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, you could try to give yourself a colonoscopy, but I don't.
But where's otoscope? I didn't say the word otoscope.
Oto is ear.
Endo just means inside.
Okay.
Just means you scope inside. You can either make an incision, or you can put it down your throat, or anywhere else you like.
Like otolaryngologist. Oh, it looks like a kitty cat on the 1.5-inch screen.
Yeah, so you'd probably use the borescope for spy work.
Makes perfect sense. Hmm.
I know they're used by plumbers a lot.
Not supposed to stick anything in your ear but your elbow.
Wow, good, good.
No, but I had about 300 orders this year through Amazon, always through the Amazon Smile. You are welcome.
Do you need to sign in every time?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. But if you log in on Amazon, but other than Amazon Smile, it doesn't necessarily.
Right. Yeah. Like if you're going through someone's wish lists, it doesn't always pick up the Smile. You have to make sure. Then you can get out. You put stuff in your cart, then get out and come back in through Smile.
Correct.
Oh.
I don't know that but I always make a point of logging in. I have the little shortcut at the top of my screen for Amazon Smile.
Steve, did
Yeah.
you take that out of full screen? Oh, that's interesting because it changed it back to my 2 people and the one kind of more like it was before instead of tiny like it had been. But I'm
Apparently,
missing a
you're
question mark.
looking at too much weird stuff, Steve.
So do you see his screen or do you just see a question mark? Other people.
I see 6 people.
Yeah, I see 6
We're
people.
just seeing people now. We're not seeing.
I
Cut
clicked
me out
on
of
the
screen.
Okay,
clicked-
so no screen. Okay,
They-
so there's no screen. Okay.
I clicked on the presenter thing and it went back to the question mark from Nick's
Yeah.
presentation.
Yeah.
But if I turn that off now I'm
That's-
just seeing the participants.
So
No, you're
okay, so when
sideways.
Nick was doing his presentation and we hit the presentation button, is that what you were just doing, Steve, when you were sharing your screen, or was that different? Okay. So what's the difference? Okay, but I mean, okay, the presentation I was able to make full screen so I could see it. When you're doing the screen sharing, it won't let me make it full screen and I can't read it anything.
I was able to make it go full screen on the on the sharing, and it was fine.
So how is but I mean, I understand the words, but what makes the presentation different from your sharing? Like you're sharing your screen just.
It's probably more like Keynote or PowerPoint.
There's something that's pre-recorded.
Okay, and then it's showing up as like a third window. So I've got like you and Charlie right now. So when you do the presentation, I get a third window and then I can pick which one I want to make full screen or keep them all. But when you share your screen, I don't have the option and I only see your screen shared. And then it was okay with the presentation because I could click on it and make it full screen and turn it sideways. I can make people's windows full screen, like you, but I couldn't make your presentation full screen. I mean, your sorry, screen sharing full screen.
It uses more power.
Steve, when someone does a presentation, how is that input into the mastermind feed or whatever you want to call it? In other words, as a presentation instead of as a screen sharing. Which is a pre-recorded video or something. Okay.
Think Keynote.
Right. None of which I have ever learned to use. So that's right. Thank you anyway. Have
So,
we gotten into Q&A now, essentially? Because I have at this point about 5 or 6 things noted down I'd like to bring up.
I have 3 things.
I have 22,000. I'm just still like trying to merge this earlier presentation with how it works with what we're doing.
I think
right,
you
Linda,
need to upgrade somehow.
I can't afford a computer.
Linda, why don't you do your questions?
Okay, I have so I keep getting emails from Verizon about their home internet. Have you heard anything about that?
BIOS.
Nobody?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, because wasn't thinking it. Yeah, all right, yes. Okay, and then in my calendar, I gotta find it now. It says like the birthdays, they won't sync because something doesn't refresh. It's like the Facebook birthdays. You know, okay, I think these are from Facebook. I don't have the screenshot handy. Okay, well, that's not a big thing. Yes. Okay. Okay, and password and where? Now this is my calendar, in my MacBook. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll try that. And then the other thing is that the Mac world is offering lifetime licenses to the like Microsoft Home and Business for Mac. It says 2021 lifetime license. Have you heard of anybody that's? Because I used to do once a year. I would. Right.
What are these licenses for?
Okay.
Or
Well, they
you
have.
can use LibreOffice for free.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so. Uh, I'm just so used to that, and I'm too old to change. Okay, but the fact that it says 2021 doesn't matter. It will update. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So I've been away for a while, so I'm not thinking. Okay, that helps. As long
Is
as
it,
you've had experience with that, that's fine with me. I
is it
try.
then transferable to your new computer when you get a new computer?
Wait, say that again. So, okay, but since I'm adding it to a current computer that already has Office on it, but it was the annual. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, I actually downloaded it from Amazon. I bought it through Amazon. Oh, actually, okay, yeah. I don't know either now, but okay, I'll check that. Okay, that's probably what I did. Okay. All right, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Charlie was next.
Just a point, I got an Epson printer a couple of years ago now, an ink tank thing, Wi-Fi. People ask me how I liked it. I did like it until recently. It just stopped printing. It went from printing colors great to stop printing yellow. And there is a function on it where you can do a power clean. And I went into that function and it said, go to the web support website. I went there, I put in the model of the printer and it said downgraded. So if anybody's thinking about Epson, keep thinking. That's what I'm thinking of doing after New Year's. I got to see how long my warranty is on this. The reason I got this instead of a laser printer was that at the time, which is probably about 2 years ago in the pandemic, the small, relatively inexpensive laser printers were completely out of stock because of everybody working from home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing, That's what this is. Well, what I do is I went on the internet. I got one of those printer tester things that, you know, has the bars on it of the different colors, really big, so it fills the whole sheet of paper. And I just leave that on the platen on the printer, and once a week I would tell it to copy in color, just to keep that ink flowing, you know. And like I say, one week it worked great. The following week there was not a problem with the yellow. There was no yellow. So I'm not going to try to get into that to troubleshoot it.
What are you printing?
What?
What are you printing?
Anything I want to. Anything that's colored.
In a given month, what do you actually print?
Very little. That's why I run the thing every Sunday.
Yeah, I got my color laser printer, and I never looked back.
I understand you. I just explained why I did not get a laser printer 2 years ago. They were not available except in extremely large, expensive versions.
So Charlie, maybe you should run it more often than once a week, because especially during the winter, these things dry out very quickly because the humidity is so low.
Yes, I understand that. However, running it once a week, it worked fine. Oh God, I don't really want to waste a lot of time on this. What it was doing earlier on was having like lines, white lines through some of the colors like blue. So I did the head cleaning function that would fix that for a while. Then it would recur. Then I did the power cleaning function. And then it worked fine. And every week it printed fine. No skipping, no nothing. One in, year out. But the problem is that this time when the color completely stopped, and I don't think it's a clogged nozzle, I suspect it's something else and I don't know what. I went to run this other cleaning function, which is called power cleaning instead of head cleaning. And it immediately told me to go to a website for support at Epson. I went to the website, I put in the model number of the EcoTank thingy and so on. And I think I clicked on like a firmware update thing to see if that, you know, see what was going on with it. And it said downgraded. In other words, it sounds like they're no longer supporting that printer, which I bought just a couple of years ago. I'm just doing this to gratuitously badmouth Epson. I will look for something else. I've got about 5 more things and I want to waste a hell of a lot of time.
Okay.
One is about Bob Hoey's email forwarded from Owugu. And it ended up in my spam. And I'm going to now attempt to share screen on it because, and Steve, how can I do this? I've got the email up on my screen. That's why I'm asking you, right? All right, so I need to go back to the tab that has the meeting in it. No, don't hear. And then go down to screen share and then allow and pick which window you are now sharing your screen. And if I just go.
Do we want to share all of this with YouTube?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, a good point, Rick. The screen that I want to put up has Bob's name on it to CIDER, but does not have any email addresses on it. And that's why I wanted to ask Bob about doing this before I do it. So you, Steve, are you looking at the red message that this message seems dangerous? And okay, so the reason you're able to see that is I went into screen sharing and then I clicked on the. Well, yes, it is. However, the tab on that screen that is open is my Gmail account. Great. Well, I tried to do that, and I had to go back to the tab that has the mastermind meeting on it in order to, and then I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back to mastermind. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn it on again. It says it says allow session.mastermindlounge.com to observe your screen. And I have choices of allow, never for this website, and don't allow. It does not say entire screen or just the window. It's a message from, I think it's a, yes, from Safari, I think. So I allow that. I just clicked on allow, and now I'm back on a mastermind screen that has a little bitty picture of itself in it showing you are now sharing your screen. Yep. Well, it isn't, and I don't want to waste a ton of time on it.
All right, so we saw the message, and your question as it related to the message was what?
Correct. And the thing is that I do get things from Gmail that warn about phishing or warn about, suspect emails. But this is the biggest, reddest, scariest one I've ever gotten. And I wondered whether when Bob received this in whatever email he uses, it also gave him a warning.
No.
It
Just
did
a
not.
simple email. I use Apple email.
I'm using Gmail on a web page, correct? Okay.
That warning came from Gmail. Is that right?
Which okay. Okay, all right. So I have no, but you're saying that a reason for that message might be that somebody else essentially tried to dismiss that email by calling it phishing or something, or calling it spam. Okay, so all right, all right. So it's nothing for me to worry about. Good enough. Yeah, but spam, to me, spam is one thing, as in unsolicited email, and dangerous spam is another thing. Which is what this thing is calling it. So I have no way, in other words, I have no way of knowing, looking at this thing, that it's safe. Thank you.
But this never happened before because I forwarded email from them, several times in the past.
Yes, you have, and I have had no problem with it. Okay, shall I roll along here and get to a couple other things quickly? I complained about a problem with my AirPods not being loud enough. Steve said that there's a safety feature in there to prevent them from being too loud. Is that in some kind of setting somewhere where I can find it? It's either going to be the iPad or MacBook. I don't know which one. Where do you look for that?
Mine, it's under sounds. Yeah, I go into settings and then sounds. I may have an old. An old version.
On my iPad, it's only just AirPods, not Pro.
Can't you tap the earbud itself, raise the volume, or to silence them?
I don't know that I can do that because I've seen settings, and I don't know whether it's under Bluetooth or what. Yeah. But I have a feeling that this problem is that the device is prevented from going above a certain volume level, even if you tap it to raise the volume. You know, I'm not going to sweat it because I have since gone back to corded earphones that are plenty loud for me. And I was trying to use those with my iPad, and I'm going to hold this up in front of my camera. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a Belkin splitter that allows me to run in the power to the iPad and also an earphone. It's the first time I've used it with the iPad, and I'm not getting any response from the earphone. It's coming out the speakers of the iPad, and I was curious as to where, if anywhere, you could look and tell it to use an earphone instead of speakers. I don't know. And what this has to do, playback with that's the swipe down. That's the swipe down from the right thing. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. It's just saying iPad. Now, to be clear here, I do not have it currently on the iPad on a video or anything like that. This is something that I can then play with later on. The reason I'm interested in it partly is that Doug had brought up this idea of looking at hearing aid apps from the App Store for possible use in a January meeting. And the last board meeting, I think I brought up the fact that on my MacBook, the number of choices were extremely limited. And Steve, you looked at the iPad and found that there were a great number of choices. And I have looked, and yes, there are. But my problem is that in order to use those, I wanted to use these earphones with the iPad. And this is an iPad Pro from last year that does not have an earphone jack. So you have to use this splitter thing into the USB-C port for the earphone connection. And that's just something I'm going to have to fiddle around with, I think. But thank you. That even in not playing, I can see that thing with the circles and the triangle. So at least I know where to look. Thank you. May I move on? On one of my devices, when I open Safari, a little window pops up saying, asking me if I really would prefer to use the Chrome browser. Is there a place in Safari where I can go into settings and tell it to stop doing that? Okay, so in other words, if I go into Chrome in settings, there may be something that a notification of some sort. Yeah. Good. All right. Right. Okay, I think I'm just about done here, and it is about the board meeting next week. 2 questions. Am I correct that that is going to be on Thursday? Is Shirley here? So it's going to be on Thursday, the 22nd at the Old Toad, and we're going to start at 6 p.m.
Or is it tomorrow?
Gee, I hope not. Okay. So it's a week from tomorrow at the Old Toad.
I think I put down 6:30.
Okay, all right. Okay. Now, the other thing about that board meeting is everyone going to be able to attend in person, or are we going to have to attempt to do a hybrid in person and mastermind lounge version of it? Well, I hope we get at least enough people for a quorum in person, because God knows how that's going to work with the remote thing. How do people feel about that? Who will be able to attend in person?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to attend in person. I just got too many things going on that day. Plus the weather's supposed to be pretty crappy. I will try to make it, but.
Okay, I have Ken down as questionable. Bob, how about yourself?
What date is that? You're talking about next month's meeting?
Next Thursday's board meeting.
But it should be tomorrow.
No.
No, it's not tomorrow. Am I correct that it is not tomorrow?
It's the 22nd.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a week from tomorrow.
A week from
at the Old Toad.
We're going to be at the Old Toad.
Right. Will you be able to join us in person?
The Old Toad, yeah.
Okay. Doug?
Yep.
Yes. Who else am I? Carol Arena?
I'm planning on it if all goes well.
All right, good. And Steve and Shirley are going to be able to be there, right? Good.
I mean,
so we've got a quorum.
If I'm the only one that's not going to be there, don't worry about setting up a Zoom or mastermind. I know this would be a big problem. If everybody's there, then we don't have to do that.
Right.
But if I can't make it, don't try to set it up just for me. I know it's a lot of hassle trying to get, you know, the.
Well, do you have a
mastermind.
quorum if you don't have Ken?
We need 5 people, I believe. So so far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Kim.
Ken, if you were interested, you could come by here and we could ride down together and be Willis car. And you're right close.
We can do that.
Yeah, come over to the house there.
Okay, I will, get in touch with me, or I'll talk to you Monday.
Okay.
Or get in touch with me and let me see, because I just got so many things. I should be able to do it, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say we're going to do it unless something happens.
Yeah.
Very good.
I can pick you up.
Is Kim still with us?
I don't think so.
Hello, Kim.
I think she is. Or she's on.
Okay.
Well, we got.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, Shirley.
I can't see you.
All right. Can anybody talk? Yeah, terrible. The not working. I'll be back.
You're garbled.
So finally,
You're breaking up like crazy.
Yeah. Are you guys
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
I
Kim.
hear that.
Are you going to be able to attend the board meeting a week from tomorrow in person at the Old Toad?
Does someone want to pick me up?
I can do that.
Okay, then. Yes.
All right. So we'll do the phone thing like on Wednesday or something.
Okay.
All right. Good. Shirley, I'm sorry I didn't get what you were saying. It was breaking up. I don't hear Shirley. Oh, Shirley.
Shirley, sideways now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's been sideways for a while.
Hey.
No,
That wasn't nice. I'm going to stick up for Shirley.
There's no double entendre there or anything else. It's just that from the beginning of this meeting, her video image on my screen has frequently been, let's say, landscape.
Topsy-turvy.
Well, push her back up on the chair, and all right.
And we're not hearing you, Shirley.
Thank you. That's all the crap I wanted to bring up.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
Go for it.
Mine is about photos. And I go down with my iPhone and take some photographs. And I'll use this as an example. Went down to the Turning Point Park. Whoops. Little
Breaking up.
Who is that? That's not me, is it?
No, I think Steve just quit.
I think maybe it's Shirley having difficulties getting feedback.
Yeah, he's got to go. Push her back up on the chair.
When I get home and my house feeds my photographs to my iMac, they're labeled with where I was, which is wonderful. Right across the top, it says something like Genesee River, Rochester, Snow Belt, USA.
We just had a thing last week or sometime when it was automatically labeling anything from around here as Snow Belt.
Okay, that's happening, and I can change it.
It's not just you. Steve can explain it better.
Oh, Steve,
So
I was
ask the
asking
question
about.
again.
All right, I'll wait a sec.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, back on his iPad. Apparently, I don't know what I'm doing on my iPad, but it just I don't know why, it just kept dumping me out. Then I went sideways. It just kept, every time I tried to get in, it wouldn't. Well, I'm sorry. You're getting mad at me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get into the group.
Come on, let's take sides.
Hey, we can do a poll through Mastermind Lounge, right?
With Steve listening, the question is about photos, and it's about taking a photograph with my iPhone. And I was down at the Turning Point Park along the Genesee River, and when I got home, the house internet or whatever feeds it to my iMac after a few minutes. But the iMac labels it as Genesee River, comma, Rochester, comma, Snowbelt, comma, USA. And I can go up and change it, but where did it get Snowbelt from? So I'm north of the Mason-Dixon line or what?
And if you're in Antarctica?
All right, I have another question, and it's about my iPhone, and I think it just began with the update to 16. I even called support.apple and spoke with somebody, but he couldn't fix it. What I'm beginning to find is that during the day, I have lost all of my apps that are not on the first page. If they're on the first page and I swipe, I automatically get to my library, and all the next 4 pages have disappeared. But I'm an experimenter. What I find is that after using my health app, I have a sleep time, like 10 p.m. until 8 a.m. During the sleep time, all of my apps are there, all 5 pages. But during the day, they're not. The support man on the phone told me to one by one drag apps out of my library and recreate my pages. That was his solution. But at night, I now have 6 pages. I have my original 5 plus the apps that I've just dragged out of my library. And I just don't know what. I've turned my phone off. I've done a hard restart.
It almost sounds like it might be parental controls or something, and it's on a time basis.
Yeah. No, it's
but he says he's seeing
I can't during the day. Okay. Oh, I'll look at that. Okay. I mean, it's a dial on a clock, and you just kind of run your fingers around this clock to tell it when you wake up and when you go to sleep. All right, I'll fiddle with it. Okay.
Is it like a do not disturb or something?
But it doesn't hide all the apps. It leaves one page available, right?
I get page 1. Yeah. Yes. Okay. All righty. Thank you.
They keep moving everything around in iOS. It's tough to keep track of it.
And are you talking about what an old ignoramus like myself would call system preferences? Okay, and that's in Ventura, right? I think I will maybe skip upgrading to that because I have enough, I'm challenged enough as it is. And maybe sometime in the future, they'll fix that.
Or they'll make it worse in the next operating system.
Right, and bad is good. Bad is bad enough for me. I don't need worse. Right. So I think no Ventura for me.
Now, is Ventura an iOS iteration? But you're
Yeah, it's
talking about
Mac.
on the phone, right? Okay.
Oh, all right. Okay. I might just delete my sleep time or just pinch those moments together so that they're only a minute or two long at like 4 a.m.
Yep, then you would notice. Well, it's about 10:16 here.
Yeah, I'm good. Yes.
Okay, one last dumb question, which you're not going to answer anyway, but on my iPhone, it is not letting me do full screen, but on my LG, it is in these windows. Any idea why that? Okay. Oh, last question, Charlie, send me your phone number. It took me, how long have I had the iPhone now? A few years. I finally realized that I can make a new folder in my notes and call it like ongoing, so that I can keep it right up at the top for things that I use like regularly, instead of having to go back. When did I last like do this? August, and going back to all my notes. So now I'm gonna put an ongoing folder.
You put it in your contact.
Right,
Yes,
now,
I have those. It's dangerous because you can like end up pinning to. I pin important things, but ongoing is going to be like things I'm updating. Like ongoing will be things I'm updating. Pinned is important things I need to look at again, but not ongoing. Not changeable, not changing.
Okay. Yeah. In the chat window here, I have something that says send message to public chat. How do I send to one person? Kim, I now have you listed as Kim Mobile and Kim exclamation marks mobile. What do you want me to send this to?
Send it to exclamation points because that's my phone.
Start a private chat. Here it goes.
Maybe it'll even let me call you. I can actually put numbers in a phone. I keep them. Oh my God. I am so behind in technology. Yeah, I'm using the LG stuck as my phone because my iPhone didn't have a SIM card when it came, so I having to use the LG. So unfortunately, because the iPhone's much easier. I don't know. Can I? I thought that they were different. or not.
Kim, can you check your chat and see if that got there?
It did.
Okay,
Now, is that home or cell?
that's my landline with the voice with the answering machine.
Okay.
You want me to put the cell in too?
Sure. Only because when you get here and you call, I'm like, who's that? And I'm like, oh, hi.
Okay, everybody, I'm gonna sign off. I'm tired. It was nice to see everybody. Happy holidays.
Yes.
Good
You
seeing you.
too.
Merry
Good
Christmas.
to see you.
Good
Oh,
night,
then-
Yeah.
everybody.
How do I get?
Maybe.
Nice to see you, Linda.
Maybe Saturday. Maybe I'll remember Saturday for.
So how do I? Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
Good night.
Hey, good night.
All
I
right.
think I'm gonna take off too.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Hello?
Good night,
Am I-
Charlie.
Good
Can you
night.
hear me?
Yep, we hear you, Kim.
Oy. They like one cuts out, then the other one cuts out. It's very
Okay,
strange.
so you guys.
Oh, so if you sent me the phone number, Charlie, I did not get the second one because it like reset itself or something.
I think he's gone.
I think Charlie might be gone.
Oh, okay then. I can just call the home phone.
Yeah, and write it down too. Have it on a piece of paper in case your phone dies.
Oh, I don't have things like pens and papers lying around. Everything is in the iPhone. I know, it's scary.
All right, well, I'm leaving too, so I will see all the board members next week at the Old Toad, Thursday, right?
Right, so 6:30-ish, Shirley.
6:30 is when I
I
start.
heard half of that.
Old Toad next Thursday, 6:30.
Did you get that, Kim?
Old Toad next Thursday?
6:30.
6:30.
Well, I know Charlie will probably be there at 6.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good night, people.
All
Good
right.
night.
Bye.
Cheerio. Talk to you later.